Welcome back.
I have pressed the record button.
Welcome back to another lovely episode of Lunaria, Land of Languish.
Are you languishing
I
yet?
hope everyone has their snacky and their water. Is everybody ready to start and play? Everyone's here.
Woo!
Sorry about our delay. You don't have to stay late.
Can I stay late if I want to?
Of course.
I second that.
Who remembers what happened last time? Quite an eventful episode.
Oh, I forgot to put the Law and Order sound effect. Fuck.
Last session, the Quill wrapped up their final important conversation surrounding the impending trial of Severus Lockmore and Willen Ravensurge. A meeting original.
He's just reading the fucking...
I mean, you can. That's what it's there for.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Keep
Then
going,
keep
guys.
going. Yeah.
A meeting originally meant between Tala, the daughter of the demigod Talora, and Laurel Wardorf, now a scion of some dark god, and was instead attended by Yusuf Caraway. There, those close to the Seven discuss weighty matters that may soon be laid before the gods themselves. Meanwhile, Evelyn and Sophia had a candid conversation with Nier about her allegiances, punctuated by some well-aimed rocks throwing to relieve stress. Later, the Quill held a formal meeting to discuss the future of their group, with Nier in attendance. At last, the trial began. The Tower of Wisdom was packed with notable figures, including Evelyn Reed's mother, Marianne, and Laurel Wardorf's parents. Both defendants stood accused of their crimes and swore solemn oaths of truth before the gods. Most strikingly, as Severus Lockmore declared his innocence, the stained glass depiction of Talora began to glow, casting an eerie light over the proceedings. In the aftermath, the new revelations surfaced. Marianne Reed unveiled further secrets about Evelyn's parentage. The session concluded with a dinner with the Quills, Marianne, and her company, leaving the party with much to consider as events continue to unfold.
We also talked with Astral Projected Laurel. I think that was last week, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
It
fuck, I
was
forgot about
indeed.
that.
Yeah, we all threw rocks. It wasn't just Nira and
I mean-
Sophia.
Hazel tried to throw wine, but people were like, no, don't throw wine. So...
Mateo sort of made up his mind about his opinion on Laurel, I think, from that.
That's good.
Well, I believe that is where we pick up again. A day before the actual trial commences. We had our opening statements today, as well as a number of other conversations. The one with Tala and Yusuf, although that one was not fully heard by the public. But yeah, we will flash back to this moment. Marianne Reed and Jack, as well as a number of people, sit around the gathered table in the house in L'Oreal. And there's a moment of happiness, a few moments of them, a couple hours of enjoyed company before the end. Is there anything else that did we need to wrap anything else up with Marianne Reed?
I mean, I did, but I think they would kill me if I did.
Try it. Roll your hand at it. Roll the dice.
Yeah, roll
I'm
your
good.
hand. Because I'm gonna
No,
fucking
I'm
put
good
it off.
with that.
As you can roll it as far as you'd like.
The only thing that's gonna be rolling is my head. I try that.
Correct.
But wouldn't it be cute, though, if Evelyn had a new sibling
No.
and they named her
New
Brooke?
father, more like.
Listen, Hazel's single now, so, you know. Just saying.
Wait, are you
More acceptable.
suggesting Mateo get with Hazel?
No! She wants to go for the hot mom.
Oh,
If you could see me
Oh.
right now, I'd be throwing up. Nothing against Hazel, but you know,
Kind of seems like it.
nothing.
In Hazel's character art? What the fuck?
It's the same as asking Taryn if he's sleeping with Hazel. It's like, I don't know.
That's a one-way sibling ship.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Mateo and Hazel would have a fun time together. You know.
What is happening right
I don't think people can have fun with Mateo.
Hey!
What?
now?
Speaking from the heart, jeez.
Maybe you'll go after Dextra. Get some payback.
I didn't realize you were a bottom. Maybe I did.
Yeah.
Do y'all want some spoilers real quick?
Yeah.
I was originally planning on having Mateo and Thomas date.
Yeah, I heard about
And
that
then
one,
reveal
but
in,
it
like,
never
the last
happened.
episode at the end.
I mean, Thomas is an NPC now. Romance away, baby.
I knew
Nah,
that was
stop
gonna happen.
saying. Yeah, because we were gonna reveal it in, like, the last
Thomas
scene.
moves up and casually puts his arm around Mateo.
It's so cute.
That's adorable. Yeah.
Nah, I'm not gonna force it.
No. Because, like, somebody was asking why I was like, Mateo was, like, the only straight one in the party, and I was like, if only you knew.
This
Nothing
is
wrong with
D&D
being
where
straight.
everybody's gay, you know?
But now I feel like I can't make him gay. It's too much of a trope. We have to have some diversity in the party.
By all means.
Straight representation.
I'm pretty sure Thomas has already did that with the necromancer girlfriend. For like, that little bit while he was discovering his sexuality, you know.
Is necromancer like a discriminated class? Like, is this?
Typically, yeah, I feel like they're kind of looked down upon.
Yeah.
Who isn't
Hey,
looked down
great
upon in
at
this
raising
society?
families.
Get out. Just kidding. No, please.
That was so good. I've never thought about it like that.
My next necromancer character is gonna be a bodybuilder. All right. Yeah, I don't think we need Marianne and Jack here anymore. I'm sure Evelyn will give a nice, loving goodbye for them, though.
For sure, they'll take off at a reasonable hour.
I'm pretty sure she offered them a room, but they said no. So.
Yeah, she was like, we got a place to stay on the ship.
Nero will leave when they leave to go to her official room.
Evelyn will offer. Well, I guess I could do that in character. I don't have to be all weird and third person about it. Nira, if you'd like, I'll walk you back home.
Okay. Strange, but okay.
Well, I figure you probably don't want to carry all these rocks. You left them here last time, so.
Just shrug. She picks up a rock and like leaves more for you to carry.
So, looks like we've all agreed to throw rocks at Laurel now. That's a good thing, right?
Ah, look at you all united.
Are you ever like happy about anything?
I like.
What, you want us to
food.
celebrate the fact that we just got betrayed and...
I didn't realize you were on this walk with us. Hello.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry. Anyways,
Nice of you to join us.
Of the house.
oops.
I'm confused. Is Mateo here or not?
No, sorry, I thought you guys were
Okay.
still at the house. My
Oh,
bad.
Okay.
No, my bad.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited about food. I'm excited about fighting. That's pretty cool.
Right. Excited's not happy though, but I understand.
I mean, would you be happy being in a place not your home with no real idea if you're ever gonna get home?
I mean, I've been in that scenario a lot, and it's usually the people around me that make me happy in those moments.
But you're still. It's still an option for you to go home. Like, there's. It's not. It's not.
Solara really
Worlds
wasn't an
away.
option to go home. I was kind of dying. Like, I got really lucky. I died twice there.
Guess that's kind of close, but I don't know. You know, whenever this happens, um, if it comes to, the real rock throwing at Laurel, she's going to say whatever she needs to say to make you all stop, and whatever the outcome, if 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 she and whatever else comes destroys half the world, she's gonna say that was her plan, and if we beat her and everyone's united, she's going to say that was her plan. And if we beat her and everything disintegrates, she's going to say that was like it. No matter what happens, she's going to try to claim victory. You know that, right? Even if it's not true.
While walking, Evelyn pulls out her greatsword, and not in like a combative way, and she wields it almost like effortlessly with one hand in a way that you have not seen her do before. When she opens her mouth to say whatever it is she wants to say, I will bury this as far as I can through her mouth. She will not get to say that was her plan at the end, for her end will be the beginning.
There is a grin on Nira's face, and then she holds up her hand and flexes her fist a few times. I'll race you to see what gets in her mouth first.
She smiles as she kind of carries it back and places it on her back. And as she does, you notice that she was putting a lot of effort into this like one arm like flex with the sword. Like she's not quite ready to like do that in combat yet, but she's trying.
Not quite as strong as me, but you're getting close.
Well, yeah, I've got someone I've got to like work to achieve to get stronger than now. You know, for a while it was just me at the top in this group, so it's nice to have some competition. And you can see that she kind of like leans like she's gonna kind of bump you in like a playful way, but then she remembers and she stops.
There's the smile that appears is subtle. It's not the same as smiling in agreement of fighting, but without making you roll an insight check, it feels a little more honest to know that you paused.
So you know, Laurel's like basically killed me like 3 times now, maybe 4. So like it makes sense why I hate her. I feel like you joined the group hating her, and like fucking that's rad, but like what's up with that?
I mean, I was told not to trust her, shown not to trust her, and then I get here and there's a whole lot of animosity between all of you and her, and then I saw that she kind of just does what she wants. And even in the tower, that the lighthouse, like she says, you know, oh, I'll be by your side the whole way, the whole time, and then like people got into a fight upstairs, and literally just the next second she was away from um,
Hazel.
I will say I was also kind of there with the whole walking into the combat upstairs thing, so I'm a little to blame for that.
Well, I mean, maybe the combat, but the moment itself, she showed that her words didn't matter. And I mean, I've known a lot of liars in my day. You know, this will hurt you more than it hurts me, or you know, it pains me to do this, etc., etc.
Oh, by liars you mean manipulators. I see, I see.
So, I mean, people will often use the I'm always telling you the truth and I'm honest with you and I've never lied with you to gaslight you. Those are horrendous, ugly people. So, she proved herself not trustworthy.
Fair. Means that's practically the same reason. She just took longer because no one warned me ahead of time. Though maybe I should have used her joining our group from her last group all dying to be a little more of a tell. God, I
Oops,
wonder
didn't mean
what she
that.
did for them.
I feel bad for Hazel that she has to kill this person that she might have had a connection or possible relationship with.
Yeah, I... Whew, I could not imagine having to do that one.
Could you imagine having to kill Safia?
I'd kill myself first.
Well, that's dark.
No one is ever or ever will be there for me like she was. I mean, I was a stumbling idiot for a long time. And, I mean, my mom didn't want me around. My dad never came around. I was living with someone else, and while I did feel loved, there was always a difference with her.
I mean, you didn't. Your mother seems to want you around now. What was different before?
I was a blind kid on a ship, and she was the most dangerous pirate in the world. Not a good combo.
You see, she's like she's putting it together in her head, and it takes a
Oh
little
my
bit longer
god,
to see it.
I've been able to see as long as we've known you. I used to be blind.
You also didn't have hair. See, also one of my
Wow.
first interactions in seeing Laura was she just came up to you and threw hair on your head without asking you if it was okay. Just touched you without seeing if you wanted that.
I think you're the first person I've ever had to explain that I was blind to. That's a weird thing for me.
What's it like? I was only blind for a few years. She pulls down her bottom, pulls down her eye a little bit, and yeah, obviously they're full of cataracts. And then kind of got better, little better, different with vampirism, and after I got captured here. I don't remember. So what's it like being blind?
A lot of hitting your hip on desks and bumping your elbows on door frames.
How do you fight?
Well, Eddie helped me for a little bit. He would call out in the direction I needed to swing, and he could lead me to others and such. But I also, through long meditation, found ways to feel others around me. I think you might know what that's like a little bit. Almost like a danger sense of a sort.
I get that. It's just the hairs on the back of your neck go up.
Yeah. And I'm pretty good at listening. So I can sometimes just tell what's going on by hearing. Though, now that the eyes work, Please don't ever ask me to find anything for you. I'm out of practice for looking for things.
I need you to find so many things now.
Find them yourself, you're closer to the ground.
I'll punch you.
I forgot you aren't a fan of being little. My apologies.
I'm not. And you notice at that, like a light bulb goes off in her head. She pulls up this little flap around her neck, unzips this like pouch that's on her chest, reaches in and pulls out a little vial. Less pulls the stopper out and more shatters the top with her thumb, and then just drinks it.
Nice.
Tosses the glass aside. I don't like being small. I wasn't supposed to be small.
I think
I wasn't
I've
supposed to be this. And she kind of looks down at herself, and there's obviously she's not shapely. She doesn't have a womanly figure. She has more of a lanky teenage boy figure.
I mean, hey, it's not always about how you look on the outside. Like I said, you still pack a way harder hit than anyone I've ever seen, so...
No, but it is about having a choice. I didn't get to choose to be this, or I didn't get to choose not to be able to never have kids if I wanted them, or to never be attractive the way that I think women are supposed to be.
Well, I can't help you with the middle part there, but for the first part, you wouldn't have gotten to choose whether you were tall or not to begin with. So, like, even if you were normal giant-sized, you wouldn't have chosen that either. There's nothing... How do I explain this? Genuine attraction does not come from the way you look. It'll always be much, much deeper than that.
Yeah, but like, have you seen Hazel? Like, I won't have that, and my medicine is supposed to help me get, like, turn my hormones on, because they didn't work for 4 decades. I don't know if I have to take it for a few more years or the rest of my life, but I'll never look like that. Even Laurel had more than I had. She kind of puts one hand like over her chest where a lack of boobage is.
I mean, I'm just trying to say it's not really about all that.
Hell, even Rock Boy Taryn has more boobs than I do.
Well, I'm sure you could get those. Those ones are just pure muscle. I can't help you with that. All I can tell you is that as someone who spent a majority of her life not being able to see, it's truly not at all about your physical appearance. You will find love outside of that. There are many, many things to make you who you are. Your body is only one of them.
She doesn't look at you and is more looking down at the ground as you walk. And again, there's a small smile there, and in the same kind of energy as, you know, that leaning over nudge while you walk, she raises a hand and just kind of jabs your shoulder. Not enough to hurt, but enough to definitely be. It's more than a push.
I will use my brace feature so that I do not get shoved.
You're all right.
I do my best. It's all we can do.
I don't think she has much more to say before we get to.
I was gonna say
Caraway
we've been standing outside the Caraway Manor. You could have like invited me in. This is kind of awkward, but have a good night, Nira.
You two.
She once again reaches out to give you a handshake. She's also awkward.
She's gonna. You definitely see that she's considering it. That the thought is being decided, and what you get, the best she can muster is reaching for one of the rocks you're carrying in your other hand, and shaking that, with shaking the rock that's in your hand, and then taking the rock.
Just means I got to start carrying rocks. Good night.
Night. And then as you're walking away, the last thing you hear is the door being kicked open and a loud yell, "I'm fucking home!"
Followed by a rock smashing through a vase, I can only imagine.
Definitely.
Do I want to be problematic while I am now alone? What a great question.
Yes.
Yeah? How do you feel about Severus now?
Huh?
How do you feel about Severus now, helping Deianira with her literal hormone medication?
It took everything in my being to not make a hormones joke. You know, like I can make a hormone. Never mind.
But you didn't think you did that one in Lunaria.
Anyways, Evelyn's gonna go get really drunk at a bar. Any bar will do.
Oh, here in the butt. Like a nice one or like a shithole?
Oh, the shittier the better. She'll even pay to use the fucking whatever service to go to a different area if need be.
Okay. Yeah, you can get pissed on silver fucking pibbers at the bar.
I'd rather not get pissed on, but the rest of that sounds fine.
Hey, we don't kink shame in here.
Yeah.
There was no shame. I just said she wasn't about it.
You guys love purchase browning and reds, right? PBR? Or known colloquially as pibbers?
After Evelyn's been there for like an hour-ish, can Sophia have been looking for her, knowing that she was probably gonna head to a seedy bar nearby?
Make a survival check.
Which area of L'Oreal do you check, huh? Since you know her so well. No.
Well, you were walking Deianira home.
See, yeah.
Yeah, what's the shittiest bar near the Caraway Manor?
You want to make something up on the spot?
Do it.
The Boot and Knickers.
It's called The Hole.
Yeah.
It's called the Hole?
Yeah, it's a little hole in the wall spot.
Okay.
There's room for like 7 people. That's it.
Not even the watering hole, just the hole.
There's the hole.
How many holes are?
Alright.
No, the watering hole would be too much. We don't serve water, just PBR.
PBR to the T. What is that? You smell a dog? That's me. That's a goated reference.
Roll a survival check, you dumb.
I'm trying.
We get some Jeopardy music in the chat while Tuna figures out how to roll.
No, tell Foundry to load the faster.
Unprepared.
Oh no.
Oh god. Chaos.
While this is happening, can I put in a quick snippet?
Sure.
Mateo's just sitting at the kitchen table, or the dining table, very drunk right now, rambling, going like, Laurel once offered to give a fucking threesome to me? The fuck was wrong with that girl?
Excuse me?
Oh my gosh.
When did she do that?
See, that definitely happened. I'm not going crazy, right? Cole?
I mean, you could have. I don't think Hazel knew about it.
No,
I
I
don't
was
know.
there because I walked into your tent one night.
Go walk through the 7 days of fucking content and see if you can find it. 51 episodes at 4 hours apiece? That's like 7 days
Jesus.
of playtime.
Okay, so we're at the hole. I'm singing the song from Holes. I'm wasted.
Still waiting on that survival check.
Oh,
There we
okay,
go.
Safia's not here yet.
21.
Ooh, 21, you can probably track her down. You hear her voice bellow from a bar nearby.
Go to your woman.
As Sophia like goes into the bar, she immediately spots Evelyn and just makes her way over to bear hug her legs like, you disappeared. You didn't tell me where you went.
You should get a greater restoration.
Oh, I thought I said that I was walking nearer home.
Oh,
I was like to everybody now. I don't know why I'm talking like Willen now. Fuck.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
oh, sorry. I was asleep.
It's okay. I just got really, you know, being in the group is stressful sometimes. So I wanted to get drunk without the group, but I should have invited you. You're right. You're right.
Oh, you're good. How's Nira doing?
Good. I'm really trying to figure out the thing that Yusuf asked me to figure out, but I don't know. I think I'm just becoming friends with Nira, which I'm cool with. I'm really cool with. She seems like really cool.
Yeah, but then what are you gonna do about Severus?
What you mean?
I mean,
No, like I said at the table, Laurel's giving us a great opportunity to just say, fuck her, blame it all on her, and then we just get to go live happily ever after.
very true. There may be war crimes involved with, the Severus option, but
But like here, you gotta hear me out, cause Yusuf says that Severus's mind is too powerful. Is needed by the magistrate for now. I think that was what he said. And so that means I can't just be like, oh, but also Severus is bad, because then, we gotta still play to the boss. So new boss says old boss can't go, so old boss can't go. But I'd made deal with old boss that if I just do what old boss wants, we get to go to Azuria, and we make the peace between the halflings and the magistrate and the pirates, because that's what we are. The halfling, and she points at you.
Hi,
Pirate, she points at me.
hi.
And the magistrate, us. I know you're a gnome. It's okay. And she pats you on the head. It was a joke.
Thank you.
But you
Making
are like
sure.
half, and she puts her hand on top of your head, and then she like moves to her hip with her hand. Halfling.
Am I? No, I'm not less than half your height. Okay.
How tall are you?
I wanted to say she was on the taller end for a gnome, but I don't remember what that was.
Yes, 2'6".
Yeah, we'll say.
For a gnome, I think you were a little over 3 foot.
Okay, so it's close.
Like
She's
3 and
5'11".
3 and some change, like maybe like 3'2", I
What's
think.
a representation of
She's
Sophia in the
5'8".
chat?
So she is about half.
You are a small creature.
Oh, I put 5'9" apparently. I thought I put 5'10".
Are you leaving your driver's license right now?
What?
A joke. Let people lie on their driver's license. And
Oh, yeah. Nah, I just couldn't remember. But then I looked at my character sheet because I actually wrote it down. But yeah, so we unite North Azuria, and we live happily ever after. Speaking of, I have all the party loot, and if we don't say nothing, there's a good chance we could just buy ourselves a house in North Azuria.
I'll be silent if you will.
Look, I love Taryn, love Hazel, getting really, really close with Nira, loving that. But like, do you think it'd be weird if we just like got a hotel still?
You don't want to go back to the house?
Not tonight.
I like that idea.
One last stay at the Ember, perhaps?
What's the fanciest place?
The super fancy place?
What's
You'd
the
have to go to
fanciest?
Spire Cliff.
What do you think? The fanciest of all Spirecliff, or
But normally
The
it's
Ember
like
again.
fancy because it comes with like massages or like spa treatment, and sometimes that takes like time to stay at like a resort.
find the Ember it is?
The Ember is the perfect mix.
They got, like,
Goldenite for very good service, comes with a personal bath and a meal and all sorts of wonderful stuff.
Can I get like the fanciest suite they got?
Oh yeah, you could pay 2 to get like the king suite.
That was with the G audience. How much you say? 22?
So normally it would be 1 goldenite per person, but you could pay 2 goldenite per person for like a better room.
Sure, and I give an extra gold just cause. Be nice.
Hell yeah.
Make sure we get extra towels, please.
There's a plethora of towels at your room when you arrive.
The big ones too, the ones you keep for all those tall folks.
Hey, look at that shiny thing over there.
Shiny.
You guys got do not disturb something.
Yeah.
Absolutely, madam.
Safia's like going in circles like a mosquito going around a light. She's just going and staring at the ceiling, all the chandeliers.
Eventually, Evelyn will scoop her up and they will stay.
They give you the love suite where you can put an extra silver in the bed to make it vibrate.
Whoa. Look at that, hun. They've got the Soak Master 9000.
Hey,
Oh my god.
And demonetized.
That is a water gun product.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Super
say.
Soaker.
Is it a water
It's a
bed?
super soaker product.
Super
Yeah.
Soaker's a little different in this.
You can make it
scenario.
one.
Anyways, Fade to Black, tomorrow.
Is there anything else that needs to happen before the continuation of the trial at noon this afternoon?
Anybody else's meantime. Now's the time, guys. Take the spotlight.
Take the
okay,
spotlight.
Hazel's gonna go talk to Mateo.
Oh no.
Are you in the? Did you eventually?
Is this
go to
the
bed, or are
same
you just
night or the next
muttering
morning? I was
drunkily?
gonna say.
He's probably a little passed out on the kitchen table.
It's gonna come in and have Quilbert like start poking him on the side of the head to wake him up.
5 more minutes.
We got
7.
something we were gonna do and we forgot, and I think it's important that we do it.
We need to get our money.
What?
What?
You were gonna tell me if you wanted me to look in your brain to figure out what the hell happened with
Oh,
your
fuck,
memory.
man.
Cole, you're not allowed to just roll a D100 to fuck with people. I forbid it.
Um. Oh, fuck. Why the fuck not?
I mean, you don't have to. It's your memory. I just think maybe it would be a good thing to do. Do you disagree?
I don't know. I chose to forget it.
But if you didn't have to, do you think you would have? Do you think that you would, knowing that you forgot something, do you think you would regret it? Maybe it was a heat of the moment thing. I don't think you'll remember everything about her.
Why the fuck not?
Okay, is that a thing that I would be able to do with detect thoughts? Is it still in him somewhere?
Were you asking me something?
Yeah. I was asking if detect thoughts is something that would be able to do that.
To do what specifically? I'm sorry.
To try to like look into like the deeper recesses of his mind,
Yeah.
with his permission
Yeah, absolutely.
to figure out why he gave up, or like what exactly he gave up.
100%.
Okay.
I'll let her in.
Give me the cast and then roll me a D100.
Okay. And she cast it by having Quilbert like sploot on the top of your head.
I don't like that verb.
No, it's like with his legs out. Yeah.
Sploot?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it means
it's
their
like-
legs are all out.
Looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a gross thing.
This
Hefner
is a
does it all
split.
the
On him.
time.
Yeah, it's like that.
I did not know
Legs
this was
out in every
called
direction.
common noted. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
cannot speak tonight. Ooh, common knowledge.
There's a different spell that's poop. So
Oh, am I rolling the D100 or?
I think I am.
No, Hazel, you're rolling a D100 as well.
33. Lucky 33? I don't know.
You've been in Mateo's mind before. I believe on a number of accounts. You've been in his mind before. There was one
Once.
time where you pressed into his mind.
I think 2 times?
Only once. I've only done
Only
it one
one?
time. Yep.
Oh, okay.
You can push in. You find that very similar point that you found before. You see his childhood, same things you've seen before. You move ahead. And you start to see that there's a chunk missing. He definitely remembers places, but you see as if in every memory has been replaced by like a solo one. It's almost like as you're watching this memory, it's really weird to you. It's like you're watching something new for the first time, because in it, those memories of Brooke just aren't there.
Ooh.
Can you make me an Arcana check?
Not great.
Mateo, you can see this as she kind of guides you through your memories, looking at them, inspecting them. And these kind of memories, the ones I think specifically of you all riding the train together for the first time way back when. Brooke was there, And you, Mateo, don't seem to remember that being the case.
That's fucking weird.
Except for a few moments where as your memories kind of almost converge together in this ethereal space that you guys are viewing these images together in, Mateo, for a moment you see, or the both of you see, this kind of grayed out, almost looks like a charcoal drawing amid the moving memories that you're looking at here, that stands out in the form of a woman. She's so, like, utterly familiar to you, Mateo, yet you don't know who she is. You are almost just sad. That's all you can feel, is just this great weighted sadness that grows and grows and grows. It sits right on your chest.
Can Hazel see this too?
Yeah,
Was that her?
it's uncomfortable. I'm just telling you. Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable feeling.
It was. It is.
What happened to her?
Do you remember when we fought the Crab King?
I think Mateo would have probably chosen to forget that entire fight. So.
She,
No, I will say that you offered up the memories of her. So you remember being there, but you don't remember anything about her specifically.
Okay. I remember parts of that, yeah. I don't really remember what happened, or well, I guess we ran away at the end. But
she
everybody came with
sacrificed
us.
she sacrificed herself so that we could have time to get away.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
No insight check needed. With the delivery of your friend, Mateo, a person who you've known for a year now.
Damn.
Who you've come to know and spent a lot of time with and bought a house with. You believe her. You
Maybe I
believe
don't
every
know
word
myself.
she's saying. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say maybe I don't know myself. You know, I remember bits and pieces of traveling before meeting y'all, and I was a selfish fucking bastard. So it seems weird that I put myself with such a selfless girl. Did I ever say how I met her?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Can I try to see, or I guess if she's not in his memory, I wouldn't even see that, would I?
Oh God.
Did you ever? I don't think so.
No. I have Aaron has a brief recollection of how they met, but Mateo definitely would not have that anymore. And Hazel probably would not know where to look.
I know what it's like to lose somebody really important.
Yeah.
And I understand why you'd choose to give that up. But
It was probably pretty selfish to do so.
it's not. I don't think it's selfish. I think there's a lot of people who would choose to do that if they could. but I also think that you lost a part of yourself when you got rid of all that you shared with her. Because like you said, you think you're this selfish person. Maybe you weren't.
Would you give up your memories of Laurel if you could?
No,
Why?
because they're part of me. I learned something from it. I changed as a person because of it. Bad things happen for a reason. And if that reason is nothing more than changing who you were, you growing, you learning maybe where a boundary exists for you that didn't before, or just knowing how strong you are, it's all part of you.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're weak, by the way, for giving those thoughts, those memories up, because there have been plenty of times where I wished I could forget my mom.
I thought you had a... I guess that makes sense. I was gonna say, I thought you had a good memory of your mom, but...
Oh, I do,
No.
but it hurts to remember her and have her not be there. It
Yeah.
hurts to remember how I found her that day.
How so? Do you mean you found her?
I I went into the city and I came back and
Sorry, you don't have to go into it.
no, it's okay. They took her head.
Oh.
So I want to take theirs. But we can talk about that some other time. It's not important right now.
If it's
What's-
important to you, it's important to us.
Well, what's also important is that because that happened, I'm standing here right now. Because I would have lived the rest of my life in that forest if that hadn't happened.
It's weird how trauma does that to us.
You know, everything that we do causes another ripple in the pond, and you have no way of knowing how they interact with everybody else. Removing a piece of the puzzle, maybe that's part of why you have this low idea of who you are. When you were the only one for a while who wanted to believe in Laurel still. And I know that some people have been acting like that's a weakness, but I don't think it is.
You're very kind, Hazel.
I know what it's like to lose somebody important, that's all. Do you want a hug? She says awkwardly.
That would be really nice.
Hell yeah. She hugs him and then says, I think we gotta... This is the morning, isn't it? The morning after? We should probably start getting ready to go into the courtroom today, but...
Yeah.
Just know that not everybody believes that you are this selfish person, including me, and I hope that one day maybe you can believe it, that you're not.
I hope so too. Thank you. And
Aaron's downstairs drinking.
mood.
Aw.
10 a.m.
Oh.
You can have your
Drinking.
own. You can have your own. Meanwhile, what happened last night? What was Taryn doing?
The little robot putters in. I do think that it is against protocol to drink before the hours of 5 in the afternoon.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Well, you know what? I think That protocol's stupid.
Should you
And I'm
take
not
a
gonna
rest,
follow
young
it.
Master Terran?
I'm perfectly well with what I have, and everyone's fucked off to do whatever they're doing. So I'm just trying to unwind before
Some coffee, maybe? And he extends to you a piping hot cup of black coffee.
He's gonna take it and stare at it.
You quickly feel a blanket draped over your shoulders.
You're too kind. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ooh, any time. I've got pancakes and breakfast for everyone coming right up. And you can see as he does this, the table is set with a full breakfast.
Parents just fucking put shit on his stuff on it. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna get all these pancakes, all these eggs. Just
He feels. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
going for it.
A hedgehog attaches itself to his head and casts Lesser Restoration to try to help him a little bit with the hangover.
I've gotten an instruction this morning from Alisane Caraway. It's like she left you a voicemail.
Let's hear it.
Don't forget to come to the trial. Not that I thought you were, but it's in like 2 hours.
Well,
Oh, that's fun. It's gonna be such a fun time, guys. Good morning. Good morning.
how much did you drink? Just out of no judgment, just out of curiosity.
Let's just say I could have drank out of the tankard of sobriety, and I chose not to.
If you like, I could cast the Cure Disease spell on you, madam. Sir.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Are you?
You too. Well, Thomas, it's you three. What? Pray tell exactly after this whole thing. What are we gonna do? Because I think everyone's starting to go off and do their own thing.
I don't have my own thing. I don't.
Is there still a we?
And that's why I've been drinking all night. Because I don't know anymore.
I don't have anywhere to go that's not here.
I mean, we technically in the house, so.
So what, am I just meant to live here by myself? Is that what you're saying?
No, just if the quill. Well, I've just been thinking what I plan to do, or what I think I'd like to do, and I kind of feel like you guys should be thinking about it too, just in case.
I don't know.
I mean, I'll happily just, keep all of you in a chokehold, in a loving chokehold, and just drag you all with me to do anything, but.
Really?
You're all like family. I have my extra found family, so.
I was lost for a really long time then. I guess I've been doing some self-reflection with Hazel this morning. I guess I found this Brooke girl. I don't know what happened, but then I found you guys. I don't really want to feel lost again.
When he mentions Brooke, she gives Taryn a look like, Yeah.
Taryn is actually like, the fuck? We'll talk. We'll talk. It's like that look. Like, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Can you go check?
Um,
Never mind. Okay,
what?
sorry.
I think I would start screaming.
Um,
I mean, we're all still technically together in a sense. I just I know personally that my plan is when we stop doing this, which, however, quickly or not quickly that happens, I am going to do a formal interview with Yusuf and start that thing that over there. Stay in this area. Because it's still close to home, as he's thinking about the monastery. But
you thinking
this would
about
be
settling
weird
down?
without you all.
What'd you say? I was just asking if you're thinking about settling down.
Well, not adventuring, I guess, with as the quill, but doing whatever he needs. I mean, after all, as an information broker, I'm not good at talking to people, but I'm good at punching people. So, hear me out. Hear me out. Punch people for information. Simple. Easy. Easy. The liquor is still in there, guys.
It makes sense.
If you're eating the food, as you eat the food, you find yourself slowly sobering up.
It's slowly happening. As he's still think about it, like, maybe that's not. I'm better at. We're getting there. But
Mateo's just moving his food around with his fork.
no, Mateo.
A lot on his mind. A lot on his mind.
This was not how I thought things would end. I know that they're technically not over yet, but feels like everybody thinks that way. No, sorry.
As you say that, the door gets kicked open, and it's Evelyn.
Near home?
And she's carrying Sophia. Good morning.
Good morning. You guys have a good night.
Sophia is still passed out asleep.
Yeah, she's being held more like a little baby.
Aww.
There's dinner in the dining room.
It's breakfast time.
Maybe
That's
we
what I
dinner.
meant.
Maybe we
Okay.
should have Alisane take a look at that.
Maybe his joke mode was on again. Regardless, good morning. I brought bagels.
Ooh. I fucking love this bread.
I fucking love this bread.
Quick point of order question. How many days of this trial are left?
Theoretically, just today.
Oof.
You all ready? I'm gonna go change into something nice since I think I take the stand today.
Is this goodbye, Evelyn?
What? I'm not gonna fucking. They're not hanging me.
No, not that. You and... Ugh. I know you mentioned offhandedly about going to North Azuria a couple times.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the goal.
Are you leaving after the trial?
We'll have to see what the magistrate asks of us, but that would be, assuming there's no jobs on the board for the quill. then yeah, that's kind of the plan. I think, right, Soph? Oh, she's still sleeping. Damn.
You have the party fund, right?
Yeah.
So fucked up.
Yeah,
I don't
I've
want
got
to.
some.
I don't want to speak for the group, but I think you guys. We have the house here. It's paid off. You guys should take that. Use it to set up in North Azuria.
I mean, if the group thinks that that's what's best, I think we could still leave you some. We are well off.
We're all well off individually, but you guys gotta buy a house.
You
Fucking
guys
market
got a
these days.
sold off piece of property and you're not just gonna keep it as a place to kick it in case shit hits the fan? What?
No, we're gonna keep
No,
this.
we're keeping it.
Three
Yeah.
people are, or four people are.
Everyone-
staying.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought Mateo was implying that you sell it or something.
no.
I was like,
They
what
will
is
take
what
the
is
party
this
fund.
aspect?
They'll take the party fund was the idea.
Okay, sorry. I was on the wrong page.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get a pretty good deal, based on. Well, it sounds like we might become elected officials there. Well, elected in quotation marks.
You're gonna become a politician?
Well, the way I see it, the halflings in North Azuria and the pirates and the magistrate are having their kerfuffle or whatever you want to call it, and who better than to sort that out than me, a pirate raised by a halfling from North Azuria who worked in the magistrate?
Well, you know what they say, justice is blind.
And the book will never be thrown harder than at you, Mateo. I dare you to come to my city. No, I'm just kidding.
Sophia just randomly opens her eyes and goes, "Don't come anywhere near my city." Goes back to sleep.
Isn't she a delight?
Cute
She's
as a
still
butt.
smoking the milk of the poppy?
Did we know about that?
You drink milk of
Actually, no,
poppy?
I think I did ask Mateo to.
Yeah, no,
watch you
that's
one
why.
night
I was just asking if
so
you
that
have one.
Evelyn could sleep.
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge. I think we are past that.
Good,
I sure
good.
hope.
We should probably be making our way to the court.
Wait.
Yeah. Like I said, let me just go get changed real quick. Taryn, can you hold the baby?
Oh, yes, please. Just hold her gently.
Rockabye gnome on the
Also, anybody
milky pop.
anybody got like a lesser restoration or nothing?
Would-
Professor-
The
yeah.
robot
You need
from
it?
behind reaches its
Oh.
thing out and touches you, or touches
thing?
Safia, and cures
What-
her.
What thing?
Hey yo, guys, chill out.
We all have
His
magic.
little clampy hand thing that he has.
He's a Mr. Handy, so he's got a little like probe thing that he has.
You're not helping. You're not helping the description.
Bruh, have you never played Fallout? What?
Using handy and probe.
His the literal name of that brother.
Regardless.
All I
Thank you
can
very much. I no longer feel extremely hungover, and I'm much more prepared to talk.
all I can imagine is that butler from Scary Movie.
Oh my god.
Exactly, Hedge. Was there anything else that we needed to do before we go to the official first day
There's one
of the
thing I wanted to
trial?
say to Hazel on our way out of the house.
Mm.
But if nobody has anything else, unless somebody has anything else first.
Sophia pulls out a quick line of coke to do before the trial.
Hey yo, what
She's
the fuck?
railing Tavish Spice? Where'd you get that?
Look. You said no milk of the poppy. This stuff is so much better. I don't sleep at all. I don't sleep doing anything.
Wait.
I can like.
It's not allowed to be Tavish Spice. I confiscated all your Tavish Spice. Well, at least to my knowledge, all your Tavish Spice.
To your knowledge.
Yeah, you gave me four whatever measurements of. I don't know how this drug works.
4
Probably
rashers of
grams.
coke.
Probably grams.
I got 4 8-balls over here.
No, that would be 4 times 3.5. An 8-ball is what they call an eighth of speed.
Oh, that makes sense.
Did you just learn that for the first time?
What, bro? I buy.
Not a druggie learning drug things for the first time.
Whoa.
I am.
Get it?
I
I mean, but you smoke, you know, like, you've done drugs.
A legal dispensary, bro.
Yeah, it's called an eighth. An eighth.
I don't call it an 8-ball of weed, though.
You're on the wrong side of history. No, I'm joking.
And I don't buy less than an ounce. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, yo, they got that money straight going.
Anyway, Evelyn comes downstairs ready for this in the nicest hand suit you've ever seen.
She looks like Hillary Clinton.
Except with really long, flowy red hair that is pulled back neatly.
I don't want to imagine Hillary.
I'm sorry. Every time I think of the only person who I think wears pantsuits is like Kamala and Hillary. They're the only 2 women I know who wear
AOC
pantsuits.
wears a pantsuit sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, AOC wears pantsuits.
Women in political positions of authority. They wear
Exactly.
pantsuits.
She's making the turn, okay?
The pivot that no one saw coming.
I could have wore an all-blue suit, but I didn't want to be all that on the nose, okay?
Okay. I know we just started, but does anyone need a bathroom break? Because we're gonna do the big court scene. It might take a little while.
I wanted to say one quick thing to Hazel on the way out of the house, on the way to the court.
Word.
I think Cole's using the bathroom, so perfect.
What?
Oh, that was Hedge. That's it. I gotta head out soon. Oops.
I was like, I didn't say a single word or typed a single word.
Just quickly, Matea's gonna be like, ow, sorry. Long story. Hazel, can I say one thing that's probably way out of line?
I mean, I was literally poking around your brain earlier, so I feel like we have a certain amount of familiarity. Sure.
Just very quickly, I don't know, I'm probably wrong about this, but you just need to stand up for yourself more. It hurts watching people like Laurel walk all over you. Before she can respond, he walks away, like just runs away.
She just looks down at Quilbert, like, this is why I hang out with you all the time. You never take advantage of me. He just wiggle noses up at her.
All right. It is just before noon. Anyone who's anyone is making their way down the paths of the streets of L'Oreal towards the Tower of Wisdom. Once again, we met yesterday at noon. The meeting was rather brief, although it was intended to be rather brief. It was just opening statements and the signing of contracts. However, today will begin the actual proceedings. The great marble hall is again packed with people from the magistrate, clerics, and nobles. Their murmurs, a low and rumble, or I can't speak today. Their murmurs rumble beneath the vaulted ceilings. Honora Vale again stands at the center, her presence an iron weight on the proceedings. Severus Lockmore stands before the court, his brass-plated face portraying nothing at all. People take their time filing in. There's still maybe 10-15 minutes before the proceedings are set to start. However, anyone who is set to be called as a witness is present.
Willen's rocking a purple suit today.
Oh yeah.
Anything else about Willen? What are Nira and Yusuf wearing?
Yusuf has it's a black or dark gray suit. The shirt beneath looks like some kind of silk or velvet, and it's got golden flower patterns with it. There is a gray shirt under that, and then a turtleneck under that. Um, he's got like a little black, white, and gold ascot sticking out of one pocket. Heavy black shoes. I actually, because I was honestly looking up 2014 Versace suits because I can now afford them in 2025, and found because I want to get it myself. But this is what Yusuf would be wearing. I'll throw it in Discord.
Bro wears a Versace?
And then Nira is wearing
Yusuf's drip? Holy shit!
Nira is wearing a black suit that looks like it has like belt buckles up the sides of the legs to tighten or loosen them. And even though the jacket sleeves are not meant to be pushed up, they are scrunched up because Nira's Nira. And I even just found one literally just now for that.
Severus Lockmore typically wears this just neutral, long black cloak with the Imperial Magistrate logo on it. And today it is no different.
Nira also is not wearing shoes. She just has her foot wraps on. Her little toesies are out.
Where's Foot Sniffer 92 when you need them?
Yeah, where's Foot Sniffer anyway?
Sorry.
After some time, the great doors of the hall are drawn closed. And the crowd comes to a silence. The two defendants stand at either side. Neither have called anyone to stand for them. Each stand for themselves. At this specific point, no lawyers or defenders or anything.
I was like, damn, Evelyn got sniped.
They stand stoically, by themselves at their tables, ready to defend themselves against whatever may come ahead.
I
played it too early. There's no way that was half an hour. That was supposed to be half an hour. Oh, wait, I'm tweaking.
You are.
I am tweaking. Anyway, we'll go back here. God damn it. Foundry fucked me.
Oh, yo, this is what I play to go to sleep.
At some point,
Mhm.
Sophia is going to give Evelyn a little like motivation speech because she knows she's gonna have to testify and give her a bardic inspiration.
Oh, also she drinks the liquid luck potion on before they go in.
Let
Lasts for 3 hours.
us resume our proceedings. Honora Vale, at the far end of the chamber, brings her staff down upon the ground with a heavy thunks to silence everyone in the room. If everyone is ready, we will get started. The faith calls first Willen Ravensurge to the stand.
Willin gracefully stands up from his seat here and carefully walks towards the front.
Willen, you stand before Laurel. I know no one else can see your token, but I can see it on the guest account. So I need you not to be fucking up the frame. Thank you.
Willin stands at, like, if you know what parade rest is in the military, like that, with his arms kind of crossed in his lower back, behind him.
You stand before 8 people, 7 of them very important. Septons, people who stand for the faith. They all have their eyes upon you from different walks of life. Willen Ravensurge, you stand accused of the reckless release of not 1, but 2 ley line guardians. Do you know the gravity of these accusations?
I do now, yes.
Then speak. It is known that after killing 1, or perhaps before, you let another free. What say you in your defense?
Well, Your Honor, I wouldn't exactly phrase it that way. You see, in my time in Yarnum, I discovered upon a dreamlike mirror world of Yarnum.
The crowd kind of leans in. A lot of people hearing this for the first time.
A substance that remains under security clearance.
Yes.
Can be used to create such things, and with my calculated steps in Yarnum, I was able to retrieve this and bring it home for us to create similar effects today. If any one of you have ever played a Caraway game, this is a very similar concept.
Allison Caraway is sweating bullets.
Now, in my time in Yarnum, in this mirror realm, it was discovered that this realm was under the control of one of these leyline guardians.
Who then freed this being?
Not I or anyone in my party at the time.
Had you any notion? Or Talora any notion?
As soon as by the time I had learned this knowledge, my communications had already been severed. I was given on my journey a sending stone. I would like to present evidence item A forward, and this is the sending stone that I had while in Yarnum. It did not work while in this mirrored realm, despite many, many attempts, and I mean,
Do you present this to
practically
her, this
one a
same
day.
item?
Yeah, I mean, I can only assume that he would still have it, or like someone would have it.
A floating hand reaches out to you. Do you set it in it?
Yeah, it's in like a evidence bag.
Honora, it floats up to Honora Vale and she removes it.
Despite many attempts to use this, it was never successful once I was in this dream world that I was put into out of my consent, I guess I should say. But yes, so I could not contact anyone from the outside to do so, but I was under the... Well, you say that I let the other ley line being go. Truth be told, from my perspective, it let me go.
Ley
As a
line
promise.
guardians do not get out of their boxes by happenstance.
Yes, but,
You can see as Honora holds this sending stone up to her ear, and she closes her eyes. And for a moment, she just, it's as if she listens. She nods her head.
So it was discovered that one of these ley line beings, the one that was already freed when I got to the cells, in order to kill it, well, I am just a measly halfling. In order to kill it, we sided with another one of these beings and released it for its assistance in the destruction of the host of the dream. This, well, the name escapes me at this time. It was something with an E. Yeah, without it, I don't think we would have been successful in ending the dream. And without it, I don't think I ever would have left the dream, and you wouldn't have Willin, Raven Surge of the Seven. The magistrate would not have classified substance A, and we'd all be significantly worse for it, and maybe even lost the war because of it. So I stand by everything that I did.
Honora sets the sending stone down on the table. She closes her eyes again and lifts her hands into the air. And as she does, she has that same listening crick in her neck as if she's listening for something.
At this moment, Willin would like to look and see if the stained glass of Talora is glowing.
You see, just as you look, actually, her ear turns to the very place that you look as this stained glass image of Talora does begin to glow faintly.
I think you all know that I've pledged my service to Talora many, many years ago, and I would never do anything to provoke that nor to harm the magistrate, and I've always worked in its benefit for the entirety of the world.
We have but one final question, Willin Ravensurge. Have you remained truthful to the faith since the disappearance of your god?
The way I see it, if my magic ain't gone, then she ain't either. Nothing's changed. My magic's always come from her. And he conjures... for one moment, he conjures a Balrog within the courtroom, and then immediately banishes it. As long as I can still do that, she ain't gone.
Yes, yes, yes. No parlor tricks.
Well, that's good, because I am just a warlock, so those are my 2 spells for the day.
Someone beyond the veil speaks for you, Willin Ravensurge. She nods her head for you to take your seat.
As he bows and starts to walk away, he looks up to the painting. Thank you, Talora. And then he looks far, far above. And I think you're listening too. So thank you. And he walks back to his seat. Sits down, and he does have to kind of scooch his chair in. His feet can't quite make it to the ground, so it does make like a little bit of like the hurt. He looks a little embarrassed.
We will allow a small moment of respite for conversations. She gives you guys like a 5-minute break.
Thought they might ask me more questions. Not gonna lie, you guys.
I mean, you just confessed everything they were gonna ask, so...
You're not wrong, but like... I thought they might still ask for maybe a witness.
I should have asked for a witness. Whatever.
It's all good.
I'm jumpy. I'm antsy. I have anxiety.
Yeah, you're fine. I pushed that event to another now canon event. It's cool. Even though it may have been spoiled in the chat.
Anybody have anything to say in this 5-minute intermission? Alisane and Yusuf are deep in conversation about the proceedings.
Damn, that guy stands on business.
I really would like to know what T9 is doing right now next to Mateo. Like, what's the vibe today?
Did you?
T1, you mean?
T1, yes.
And I was also muted. Apparently.
I thought you called it K9.
Yeah, me too.
He did.
Is that a Doctor Who
Robot?
reference?
It is a Doctor Who robot.
Oh.
T1 is just sitting here, just watching.
Oh, at least it's not powered off today.
But you're not here, so...
I feel like that went pretty well, right?
I mean... Sounds like he knew what he was talking about, and he's... not sorry for it, so...
Right?
To you all, this does match up with the story that he told you.
Yeah.
And the paper that you guys found in his bag.
I mean, I don't Really, none of us know what happened there, but he
Oh,
seems to be
that's what
taking
you
a
could
lot
have done. You could have submitted all those documents, Willen.
I mean, some of that's classified information.
True. Anyway,
He literally called it secret ingredient A.
Like I tell you, but you
Clearly
don't have
they
enough
know.
security clearance.
Yeah, but not everybody in this room knows. There's no way. Willen's a good boy.
It was all his fault what happened in Yarnum.
Fuck off, traitor. Yeah, where's your character from last campaign? Oh, that's right. With the bad guys. Bitch.
My character ain't even here.
Oh.
Damn.
Was that Hedge? I don't know.
That was Hedge. Don't worry. No one's actually upset or anything.
I was like, oh, did it just get fucking real in here? Okay. All
I was
right.
like, I was like, that's a 2-for-1 rage quit right there.
What's it called? No, I don't fucking know.
the staff is again brought down upon the floor twice, and the room comes to a hush. Severus Lockmore? Take the stand. You all see as he's very calm. Just as Willen does, he approaches the scene with dignity. Having seen Talora defend Willen in this way, he's fairly certain that she'll do the same for him. Honora's voice is deliberate and steady. Severus Lockmore, you stand accused of crimes against the natural order and the divine balance of the universe. You have recklessly released ley line guardians, endangering not just the eternal cities, but the very fabric of magic itself. Do you deny this charge? Severus, perks up a little bit, but his voice is still very cool. He takes his time with what he says. I deny that it was my doing. Yes. The magistrate's actions are not the work of one man. And I am no more to blame than any of those who acted under their own will. Oh, is that so? Then let us examine those actions in turn. Anoravale leans in over the pulpit to look down upon Severus Lockmore more fully. Willen Ravensurge slew a guardian in Yarnum and freed another, though, as he claims, unknowingly, blindly walking into catastrophe he did not understand. Was this your doing? Severus's face gives nothing away. Of course, he is a robot. but his voice carries a hint of a scoff. That was Willen's ignorance, not mine. If he didn't know what he was doing, then... well, if I had been there, perhaps he would not have made such a mistake. But I was not. The crowd erupts in minor discussion. People murmur to themselves. Some believe him, some maybe do not. A lot of people in this room maybe don't believe that Severus had nothing to do with what Willen did. She waves her hand to make everything settle again. And what of Laurel Wardolph? You attempted to create a new ley line, Guardian. Yet the results were, as I'm told, chaos and ruin. Do you not bear responsibility for that, at least? Severus takes an audible inhale and exhale. He seems almost a little bit irritated. I was growing a guardian to replace the ones lost. It is a delicate process. And she, in her impatience, set it free before it was ready. That was her failure, not mine. There's another long pause. What do you mean meant to be Nira?
Oh, just at this conversation, she's just gripping the bench, the desk, whatever.
So she's like crushing it between her fingers.
Because this would-be guardian was hers. How she'd use it.
And as for the Great Worm, you cannot claim that I set Zarakdar free, when it was Wardolph herself who broke the chains. The crowd again erupts. There's yells, traitor! Liar! Can I get some hecklers in the chat?
Boo.
Shame! Shame!
I'm gonna channel good old Theodore. Papa, are you hearing this? Traitor!
A good papa.
Boo! Heckle, heckle, heckle.
Who then do you call to the stand to stand for you, Severus Lockmore? Well, my first, I would like to call. Well, her name is only Daenira. Evening 4.
Her face screws up a little too serious. She's gonna stand up and just look in that direction and like wait to be okayed to move.
He gives you a nod.
Little unprofessional for how she's dressed. She's going to literally take the long way, run all the way around, just stampeding. Gets to about there and then starts like measured walking.
Deianira was a young girl who I helped in a similar way to what you're talking about. Deianira, would you care to explain to everyone from your perspective what exactly I've done for you? And how exactly this being they think I so recklessly abused came into existence?
She just nods. She's nervous, in a way that is uncharacteristic. You're looking at almost like a child being chastised or disciplined by authority. She looks almost sheepish.
Just tell them the truth.
She's gonna look up to Honora and the rest of the people sitting up there. I don't know. I thought I'd be questioned, so I don't know how to start.
Where are you from, Deianira? What is it he means?
Well, definitely not here. Like, not here. And she's gonna like put her hands up and like make large circle motions to gesture like everywhere.
Clearly it seems. But then where? How did you come to this place?
Well, I don't really know where I'm from. I don't. And she sighs. I don't know the name of my home plane. I didn't even know that there were other planes until spending a year in this one.
Lockmore has brought an outsider into this plane. They kind of murmur amongst themselves.
Well, I don't think he brought me here. I don't think he knew I was here until I became a problem.
I fixed her.
I had a problem. When I got here, I wasn't in control of myself. I was the shadow over Gotha. I was the monster that they all worried about.
There's hushes in gasps among the crowd.
My memory of the time is a little like fuzzy and hazy, but like the combination of my disease and problem and also vampirism at the time left me a bit broken and unhinged and different. Yes, I murdered a lot of people, women and children and old people and anyone. Broke a lot of buildings. I even ate some of those people. And
All right, that is enough of that. You say there was something wrong with you? A disease? A condition? What?
I don't know the name of it, and it was explained to me a lot of different ways. It's hereditary. Get it from my dad's side of things, so I can't really pass it on or give it to anybody else. And there were some other complications to my understanding, and she's gonna look over at Severus. And
To make such a being. Well, if we're airing our dirty business in front of the realm, everyone should know at this point that it requires the mingling of the inner and the outer to create such a thing. This young one was brought to me, cursed, marked with some sort of ichor from the outside, a connection to a place between time, between realms. This dark plane she tells me she's from is visceral, nightmarish. Yet she stands before you, docile. I cleansed her.
Could have been worse. I could have been, like, dead or, I don't know, withered away into nothing. Lucky for me, being a storm giant, you know, I grow fast, but the disease prevented all that, so I'm just this size.
And with it, yes, I sought to create another leyline guardian. Yet my efforts were thwarted by that menace, Laurel Wardorf. And you can see as Severus very clearly beams at the Wardolph parents.
Nira actually, the fear subsides for a moment as her brow furrows and she's angry. In the same way, in a similar way to Severus, and looks a little more confident at that.
You know, Maxine and Benjamin Wardolph look horrified. Like, they're just there, like, hiding their gazes from people around them.
Lots of people told me that they could fix it and fix me, and I've had a lot of doctors tell me that they could, and I've been strapped to tables for years at a time and cut open and sliced open and killed and had my organs removed and new organs put in, and I don't like doing what other people want. I don't want anyone to cut me open anymore. I didn't want him to cut me open anymore.
Yes, it does seem that Mr. Lockmore is capable of many things.
But he did it when nobody else could for 4 decades. There's the fear returning as she's once again under scrutiny in the same way that she has been under syringe and needle for all of her life. And Severus, as we know him here, isn't really, meat and flesh. So there is a tentative and subtle, like, reach over, like a child grabbing someone's hand for safety. She just kind of takes his hand.
That will be all for now. Miss Eveningfall. Severus gives you just a little nod. Thank you.
She starts to walk away and then looks at Severus with a look like, I'll fight these people if you want me to fight. Is it okay for me to go?
He just gives you a little gesture with his hand.
She'll go back a long way to her seat, walking until she gets about halfway and then gunning it.
Need I call another? Countless will stand in my defense, Honora. Perhaps not. Perhaps there are unanswered questions. What of your release of the dragon in Solara, Zurakhthar? Who can attest to your innocence of such crimes? I would call another leader of the same operation who aided me in our abstraction of a different mission in the same city. Extended my defense. Across the room, Severus looks and makes eye contact with Evelyn.
She looks at Severus and then looks at Sophia. And then looks back at Severus.
Two of them. Would you both like to take the stand?
I think it fits better as a duo story, no? You get twice the confession?
I mean,
Could at least be there to support you, you know?
Yo, we got yoinked.
Wow.
You were taking too long.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was supposed to walk up there.
State your names before the court.
Hello, I'm Evelyn Reed, and this is the Quill's leader. She gestures over to Safia.
Thank you.
Objection!
Fucking dick.
It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Yes, yes.
Yours as well?
They firsthand were there at the city of Solara. Would you mind, Evelyn and Sophia, repeating to me what the objective of your mission was?
We were told to retrieve the, horn of the dragon, I believe, which turns out to be one of these ancient artifacts created by this Zarakthar guy.
Oh, one of the 5 ancient weapons.
Yeah. Solara's real weird though, and only some rooms can be accessed at a time, and someone has to be in a control room.
Ancient secrets, no doubt, are guarded by ancient traps.
Yeah, we picked the wrong person to be in the control room.
This Wardorf character. You know her well, then?
Thought we did.
Unfortunately,
I spent some days with her in this
Miserable,
very
right?
tower. She lacked honesty and integrity. I would like those of you in the party to make a perception check.
I guess we'll leave that to our fair leader. Ow.
Are we included in that?
Yeah.
We all doing that?
Okay.
oh yeah, let's go.
Oh, who got an natty 20?
It's the first time ever in history that Evelyn will be the one to see something.
Damn, I rolled like shit.
Deianira, Hazel, Evelyn. Maxine Wardolph is crying.
No.
Safia, you too.
Too little, too late. Could have done something about it when she was younger.
Jesus Christ.
Not wrong.
But
If only
yes,
Messi was this
Look,
picture.
we had
would-
19 years where she wasn't sentient, and then the 19th year, she gained sentience and fucked it all up.
is
JK,
she
JK.
objecting right now? Okay, I was about to say like.
Can message spells send pictures? Like, we send a Laurel picture?
No, it's
Like
just
an
the
emoji.
Akira. Akira!
But yes, we were all locked away in different rooms, only able to, like I said, move through specific rooms at a time. And during that time, it appears that Laurel freed Zarakthar, and then, boy, howdy, did he come running for that horn.
The dragon wanted his horn back.
Yeah, and he damn near killed us all for it.
And why didn't he? Curious, isn't it?
Well, I think it was because Laurel made a deal with him. I mean, she's now there. I think maybe she's planning more the whole time.
Gasps across the crowd.
This, I will admit, is speculation, for I was unconscious while this deal was made.
So your boss, Severus Lockmore, sent you to the city of Solara to retrieve a weapon of war.
An ancient artifact for historical keeping.
Ooh, snaps.
So the magistrate does have a way of rewording things to make them sound less impactful.
Words are all
Nonetheless,
about how you say them.
nonetheless, now 4 ley line guardians stand empty. One at the edge of the world, plotting the destruction of our great society.
Well, I do just wish to say that you have Laurel Waldorf to blame for that.
Yes, yes, and where is she now?
She looks right at Severus like, am I allowed to say this?
I think you already did.
You already did, didn't you?
I mean, she said that she was gone in there, but she didn't necessarily say the city by name. But she looks over to.
We all know
Yusuf?
who our enemy is now. Severus pipes up.
Yusuf would nod.
She's gone to Cephis to join Zarektha, it would seem.
Other
Though-
things teem at the edges of the world. Do you understand this, Evelyn Reed?
Sorry, what? I'm not sure I do. All I heard was the other side of the world.
Other things fester at the edge
Oh.
of the world.
Many things fester.
When the faith calls you to its aid, will you come? Will you
I?
defend the light against the darkness, as your friend could not?
Should the cause seem worthy? My morals are a bit broader than that, though. But against Laurel Waldorf, absolutely.
I see it. You will shine bright someday,
Evelyn
young
immediately
star.
makes eye contact with Lur Derry. Competitive eye contact. And then she looks back up to Honora.
Make an insight check.
Fuck, I don't get to, oh, I did get to see. Let's go.
You may be seated again. You may all want to be seated.
Evelyn reaches down and grabs Sophia's hand and walks away.
Tuna's away from her computer, so you might have to drag her token for her.
I got you.
That would be much appreciated.
Or she could just sit down at the stand.
I could. I'll be the judge.
Y'all, I'm sweating bullets over here.
I think that went well.
I think so too.
You guys
Is
sound
Fagan
like
go speak again as a different character?
God, I fucking hope not.
Sounded really professional.
Thanks, I drank a potion to make me sound smarter.
It's a good plan.
I love it.
Hazel definitely doesn't look like she had also been crying, but that's, you know.
Evelyn will scooch closer to you and kind of wrap an arm around you.
You
She's gonna lean on
say
you.
that you were growing another ley line guardian, Severus Lockmore, to replace the one you lost. Yes. Yes, and that Laura Wardolph did unleash Zarakthar. You say, under the orders of perhaps himself. She leans forward over the pulpit, staring down at Severus. Or perhaps, Severus Lockmore, it was under your own orders that such an act was carried out. Yes, and what use would I have in letting such a gargantuan beast out of his box, unleashing it upon the world? Do you not know I'm the one who ended the Dragon War? The crowd murmurs again, some in disbelief, some in outrage.
Murmur. He ended the Dragon War? I thought that was Telora.
Thought that was all of us.
Severus does not
got a pin.
move. He does not react to these accusations. He waits. The noise in the crowd kind of swells and then recedes. And what evidence do you have of this claim? Have you done your research well, priestess? Oh, we have. Her eyes lock on Severus. And more than just your dealings with this dragon. Her voice raises like a thunder, a pronouncement that shakes the very foundation of the hall. Severus Lockmore, the artificer, the man, the warlord. You are no mere man. It is known, sir, that you are the fifth weapon. The room, a gasp in shock and horror, rises again. Chants of traitor.
Traitor! Traitor!
You fucking what, mate?
Traitor!
Yeah, literally.
The creation of Zarakthar himself, forged in the days before the doom of Solara to destroy the dragons at his command. Perhaps you were even its doom, like you may be ours, should we let you. Some in the crowd cry for execution, others recoil in fear, some whisper hurried prayers to the six. The clerics of the inner will raise their hands, calling for silence. But a storm amid the crowd has been unleashed.
Hang him by the wires till he's dead.
Oh my god.
Unplug him.
And I succeeded. Severus Lockmore's voice cuts through the chaos. The dragons fell. the war was won. And my god, Talora, the ascended, first true-born daughter of the primordial array, commanded it so. I have no regrets. Before anyone else can speak, a voice rings through the chamber. The court calls its first witness, Tala, daughter of Talora and Severus Lockmore.
Ooh.
Yusuf is just sitting calm and collected.
At the end of the long hallway, a woman with signature purple skin descends the stairwell slowly, calculated. She wears nothing more than a simple white blouse and some black shorts held up by suspenders, but her features are striking. She looks just like Delora, though much younger. A hush falls over the crowd. Severus's head immediately snaps to the entrance, his brass-plated fingers curling slightly on the pulpit before him, just like Deianira, as if they're to crush it.
Damn, she's so cute, guys.
Yeah, she is.
Hey!
Dude, that's
Severus
funny.
is speechless.
Oh shit.
His rigid body portraying no emotion. Yet the silence from him speaks volumes.
Yusuf cracks just to show the smallest little smirk.
What say you, Tala, daughter of Talora, firstborn daughter of Luray, on behalf of your father? She clears her voice. This war has gone on too long. At my mother's command, at my father's, I watched both of them turn into monsters. Here you all see Severus. His hands are balled into fists. Before the war, when I was only a child, I accompanied my father and my mother on a mission to the Shattered Peninsula, to the ruins of Solara. We were there for weeks. Her breath kind of catches in her chest for a second, and I learned what my father truly is. Severus is just still standing there, unflinching. For years, my father has used an undiscovered creation of Zarakthar to make clone duplicates, genetic experiments on people, on prisoners, and on those who have never consented, on those who defy him. The court erupts anew, but still, Severus does not speak. It's as if he cannot. His own daughter is standing before him, condemning him. Is he scared? Is that fear? I have seen the truth, and now so will you. The chamber continues to be in uproar, people yelling,
I can't believe this.
arguing.
What's happening?
But Severus, his gaze locks onto Tala, his daughter. The child he had thought possibly lost to her wanderings, now standing before him not as a wayward girl, but as a force against him. He steps forward. Tala, you were but a child. You don't understand what you saw. Tala's expression remains very stern. There is something in her face. Maybe it's sadness or sorrow. I understand enough, Father. I understand that you became something I can no longer recognize. And I understand that you made choices that no one should have the power to make. He steps even further forward. For the first time in anything that you guys have seen, something beneath his persona falters, his stance, the way his fingers twitch. Something is different. I did what had to be done. The war, the Guardians, Solara. I did it all to protect us, to protect you. If you've seen what I've seen, if you knew what I knew, you would not stand against me. And if you were the man I once knew, you would not have forced me to. Severus looks at his daughter, truly looks at her. And for a moment, he sees Talora. He sees the young girl who once ran through the halls of Loriel, who clung to her mother's hand, who laughed before the war and duty turned their lives to iron and blood. His voice drops lower. Tala, I never wanted this. Neither did I. There is a moment of something tender before it vanishes completely. Like the last warm day before winter. And then Severus straightens again, his face closing off once more. The weight of his crimes, his choices, his pride, all of it settles upon him. And he exhales, controlled and cold. You've made your choice. Then so be it. Tala watches as the last embers of hope extinguish in his eyes. She nods, accepting what she has always feared, and turns away, facing Honora once more. Severus does not stop her. The moment between them is gone, lost beneath the weight of the past. The faith has long suffered under the magistrate's disregard. This tribunal must weigh Severus Lockmore's fate carefully. But should he walk free, the faith demands its due. We have not held a seat among the seven in close to a year now, since the loss of Talora. Yet, with the girl that stands before us, an opportunity presents itself. Tala Lockmore, I could propose that you take your father's place within the magistrate, that you stand at the head of the institution as he has led astray. If you are willing to walk the path of the faith, to restore what is lost, then the faith may be willing to show mercy. Again, a murmur through the crowd. Severus's hands clench and release again, the brass of his plating groaning under the immense pressure. Tala does not flinch. You would use me as your pawn. Honora Vale's smile is sharp as a dagger. I would give you the chance to forge something new. A path not dictated by your father's sins. Your mother and I once counseled very closely, you know. The stained glass depiction of Tala glows overhead once more. The choice is yours. Tala does not answer immediately. A hush lingers over the crowd. And then she nods. Then it is settled, and all things can be made anew. Severus kind of... Well, he does not look very happy.
Nira full on looks like she is ready to leap over this table, climb that stand, and tackle Severus' daughter.
Severus descends. Before he descends, he makes a final look to the crowd. When it comes time to destroy him, I hope you know my opinion of dragons will not differ. And with that, he walks directly out of the room.
Nira's gonna get up and start to follow, and I think Yusuf's gonna have to be the one to reach out and stop her, to tell her not to let this one go.
Is that possible? Yusuf can stop Nira from doing things?
Their relationship is complicated.
Or like a forced jail scenario?
It is.
Would you guys like to take a 5-minute break?
If you need a 5 minute break.
I know I would like to take a little quickie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kept talking. I understand.
Let it all sink
Yeah,
in. I said
let-
a lot of things.
Oh
Let
my
all
God.
of us just react
my
to all of
God.
that shit, because the chats have been going crazy.
Like, what the actual fuck?
That was a theory that I had, and I don't know how much
I like how
voiced it, but I
Cole
dropped
got it
that.
30 seconds before I said it. I heard the, oh, I get it. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Man, that was crazy.
Oh,
He
So
did
did
everyone's
not
on
see
the
that
wrong
coming.
side.
It was a total
You
like
don't-
out there theory, but I didn't
Oh
really
my
think it was
God.
true. It was just a feeling I had.
So,
I don't know.
so does Severus actually want? Does Severus actually want the dragon to be freed? That's like the part that I really need to know. Like,
I don't think so.
No.
He just
don't
said that when it comes time to kill Zarakthar, like he's gonna kill Zarakthar. Like,
No,
down
but
the
you gotta-
throne, but yeah,
I-
no, yeah.
but think about it. His programming says he needs to kill all the dragons.
Well, he's
If
not
his
fully-
programming, but if his programming,
He's
know,
not
gets to the point-
programmed though. He's
He
in
is a
control.
sentient being.
Yes, but
as well.
he was programmed to originally be able to kill the other dragons.
yo, he's
I don't-
what's is it GI bot? What's the fucking like the Nazi killing robot? He's like that, but this is Severus with dragons.
So is it really that far of a
He's
stretch
like
to
the
let
guy.
the last dragon out to have another go around? Because maybe this is what
Freeing a
drives-
dragon does not mean killing a dragon. You're just making it harder to kill.
No,
Freeing
I
it-
think because even I early on, when I was before Nira stepped in, even then, I looking at what Yusuf had, the information that Yusuf had, I was considering, okay, because Trinket kept mentioning like you don't like offhandedly, oh, you don't know if that is his body, you don't know, and I was like, okay, so what? He's a weapon.
That's what made me
And-
consider it for the first time, I think. Yeah.
And I had been operating on that with the Yusuf thinking, okay, well, he's a weapon, but weapons
need
don't
to be. Yeah,
weapons
they-
don't operate themselves, so something is operating the weapon. We just need to make sure we get to aim this weapon, not anyone else.
But then my question is, if Talora was the one using the original Severus weapon that she, ultimately fell in love with, what happens now that she's not here? Who is running Severus?
This is what Yusuf is worried about, and why we don't want to antagonize
So,
the Severus bot.
so let's make this a weird scenario. What if the first time that I let go of the fish and poofed Talora out of the universe, did I unknowingly put Zarakthar back in control for him to take us to do all these dumb things?
And does Severus even know that he's being controlled as well? Like, how aware of it would he be if that's what's happening?
If
Or
at
My
all.
question is,
Or
who the
if
fuck is Talora's father or Tala's father?
It must be Severus that he's not fully mechanical, or maybe there is some
There's a
biological component
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
And freeing the dragon would make it easier to kill the dragon, especially if you need things from
Mhm.
a giant ancient dragon being.
You
What
know,
does he need though?
but the other thing is like, what if it has like this ultimate goal in the back of his mind? Going back to the weapon things like that. Like he just needs conflict and war. So like allowing more things to happen continuously, perpetrates his goal of killing all the dragons that
Why
he was
why
first
did
mission to.
Zarakthar make so many weapons to kill dragons?
He wanted to be the one
Well,
dragon.
dragons were the only other powerful species at the time. And as far as I understand it, Zarakthar was. It wasn't like I need to kill all the dragons. It was more like, can I? Wow, I can.
So was he
And-
supposed to wield all of these things? Like what who did he make them for?
Some of the
I
things
don't know.
Seems.
some of the things don't make sense in terms of what he made that he could use as a dragon. Does that make sense? So
he could have had more allies.
Yeah.
That you know.
So
Okay.
he couldn't have hated everybody, like every
So he
race.
picks like a champion, and then he's like, "All right, champion, here's your suit of armor and your
Yeah.
dragon's bellow, and you, my bard, here you go. Here's the horn." And like he
Mhm.
built like a superstar team.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Moral
Basically,
champion now.
He can't wear the armor, and he already had his horn attached to him, so there's no reason if he was going to use it that he would need to remove it in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So who's the
All
champion?
right, I'm back.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Trinket.
We were theorizing.
What were you
Yeah, we've
theorizing
been-
about? Tell me. I'd love to hear your
Um,
theories.
Is
Did
Laurel
any
the
of
new
you call
champion
it?
of Zarakthar?
Yeah. So did Zarakthar have like champions? Why did he make these things to?
Because
like,
he
fight
can't wear it.
dragons that he can't- like, he can't
Zarakthar
wear that armor?
sought the destruction of the dragons, his own kind.
yes. What we're getting at is, did he like hire like humans, elves, gnomes, whatever to use these items that he made to kill the dragons?
Originally, many different races were literal slaves to the dragons of Solara. So
yeah,
yes,
that makes
he employed a lot of people to aid him.
Okay. So like
Okay, so-
Specifically, a very similar demi race of half dragons, or dragons who are like more humanoid, like
The
Black
princes.
Maw, the princes, etc., etc.
Okay, so like the armor and the bellow were for them basically.
yeah.
Basically for his vassals. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now we kind of spiraled this one a little bit. I mean, here's up though. So let's say that Severus, is a weapon, and Talora's the one that she found the weapon, she activated it, and now she's the one that's ultimately in control of Severus, and with that bond she has, they fell kind of in love, blah 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 blah. But what happens when, let's say, like my first interaction with the fish, and then like setting it free to help Talora, did me banning her out of the universe type of deal, resets Severus's code to being whoever the next person can use him to his will?
Man, that's a good question. You guys really are reading deep into this plot, aren't you?
That one was mostly Cole. I'm not gonna lie. I was
So,
not
Cole,
Cole,
thinking
you're
about
really
that at all.
reading deep into this plot, huh?
Well,
But
yeah,
you just-
Can I hit you with a full
That's the
finger
one
in the
piece
face?
reference.
I did not think about that at all.
well, I mean,
I like
you
it,
can
though.
think about it. You can think about it now, because what ultimately happens, does he get reset, and then Zarakthar is sentient again, or it has enough sight that he can be oh yeah, let me just get out of this box by recruiting these dumbass people to go do it.
It's a good
Man,
question.
You're still on this assumption that Severus is under control.
Yeah, he might not
I
be.
think there's a difference between programming an AI with a with like a subtask that it must complete over time, and like it being like a controlled thing constantly.
Well, I mean, he seems like the guy that would perpetuate needing to have war and strife to bring people together or to like further whatever his advancements are. War and conflict are always going to be a big deal. So like, yeah, I think that he purposely did basically let us go to Solaris, knowing that this would happen, so he could have more conflict. Killing another dragon to fill off his last need if that was the last dragon.
I don't know.
Because
I
no,
highly doubt he expected us to kill Zarathar.
No, he wanted us. He's
No,
saying he
he
wanted
wanted-
it to be freed.
yeah, so we could go kill it,
Theory.
so he could have another war.
I'm not sure about that.
War dogs do be war dogs.
Ah, war dolls do be war dolls.
Listen,
no,
the
that's a good point,
greatest
Joseph.
scientific
Can you-
advancement
Who knows?
happened during
Maybe
wartime.
he thought that, okay, I took out the black mon, now I can take out the main guy. Maybe that was his plan.
Science
But here's
happens
the
when war
problem with that
happens.
theory is, if he wanted us to free... Sorry, there's a lot of noise in the background. Give me a sec. If he wanted us to free Zarathar and bring him the horn, that wasn't going to be possible, really. I don't think he expected us to get the horn if Zarathar is freed.
I really don't think he wanted Zarathar free.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Zarathar being
Oh,
in a
I forgot
box
to
and
use
being
my
the final-
soundboard sound.
The final objective, means that like when he's done killing all the other dragons, he can just walk up to the box, open it, and then kill him. Like, because he'd
would've
have
been much.
assembled the 5 cards of Exodia at that point. Like,
I mean, as much as that
kinda
is
is
an
the 5th
option,
card, but...
I see there's still clearly ego in play. There's some part of Severus that is still a living being. You can even take, and this could be reading into simple things too deeply, but when you all came back and were, pushing Severus's buttons, and he used a spell to push you all out, like that's ego. That's like,
Oh, he's definitely like real.
Okay.
He has emotions.
that to me also means that maybe he wants a fair fight. Maybe it's all right, dragon, get out. Because it seems totally reasonable that he could reason out, if I send these people here, they're gonna fuck it up and potentially let this thing out. I don't know what's gonna happen when it initially gets out. I don't want to be there when it initially gets out, because it might just nuke that entire side of the world, and I don't want to be in the blast radius. But if it doesn't, well, good, then it's out. All right, I know it's real. I know the horn is real. I know all of these other things are real, and now I can either collect them or destroy them, and thus make my own point, and I can be right and be my own hero, even if nobody else can see it.
I also feel like he understood the Leyline Guardians, so like I feel like for him it actually makes the most sense to just leave Zarathar locked away. Like that's me personally, but I don't
Okay,
know.
so here's the
You're
question
right.
is-
No, it does.
Like,
Well-
why fuck with it, right?
But
Yeah.
the next
Even
question,
if your goal is to kill them all, like that one's basically dealt with.
yeah, but like what the next question would be is like this persona that Severus has, like, did it come from Zarathar? Was he like a piece of Zarathar that fell in love with another being, and then their story now kind of correlates Tala and her princeling. You know what I mean?
It makes way more sense why he hated that Tala was with the dragon.
But like
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out like who Severus is, because
Yes, like
nothing
that
about this
reveal.
is like we don't know who Severus is still.
I waited
Severus.
years for that reveal.
He's a Severus. What do you mean?
He's literally the 5th weapon, guys. He's created by Zarathar. Do you get it?
I for real did not see that coming at all. I was
Good.
absolutely shook.
Fucking good. But
Lily
now,
was the,
but
Lily
now,
was the big discovery character.
but now, can I present to you all how I absolutely sowed the seeds where you could have seen that that was coming?
Mm.
So many times along the way have I connected Severus to Zarakthar.
That's what I was. Yep.
Have I connected Severus to those weapons? Have I connected Severus to Solara? It was there. I mean, I very much enjoyed having that as a good plot point.
I was too focused on finding a body. I was too focused on
Fair
thinking he
enough.
was like a puppet.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think we went down that red herring path too hard.
The first thing that
Hi,
made
you're
me
welcome.
have
Thank
the
you.
thought was literally just that who's the greatest artificer that we know? Sorry, Alisane. You are fantastic and incredible, but the one who's doing the fucked up weird shit, at least, is
Alisane hits her
Severus.
vape.
And who's the other most famed incredible artificer that we can think of? It's that fucking dragon. And there's I think it was those connections you were making. It was only just a thought that I had, but it was a thought that I had that what if he's the fifth weapon?
Okay,
And
so okay, with that, then does Severus' feelings for about Laurel really irritating then even more so in the sense that let's say that he knows he's a sentient weapon of Zarakthar the whole time, this whole life, whatever. There's no surprises or nothing like that. He knew. And then Laurel just repeatedly does all these dumb things and ends up with Zarakthar. Does that make him more angry?
No, he's probably honestly now he has an excuse. Now he's got an
You really did
excuse
just
to be
give him
able to
an
kill you.
excuse.
Severus
I
at
can
this
pull the
point
trigger
is
on Laurel and it's
oh
totally
man, I'm gonna make a bunch of robots, just send them to Solara. Say when, No, basically he's about to go beg the fucking magistrate, please let me go kill Laurel and Zarakthar.
It's an inevitability. It's too dangerous
Okay.
to be there. You can't. You have a being that created all these weapons to kill its own species. There is no telling. It's literally just another Laurel. There's no telling when the switch will flip, and it's just let's kill all the other people now. It's too risky. It's way too risky. No, you have to go.
Okay, my lovelies. It's time to talk about the ending of our campaign and what it's going to look like.
No!
So I'm going to
God.
describe some things that happened just very generally over the following couple of days following the court trial. And then we're going to talk about how we're going to do a little bit of a time skip. A little bit, I say. A time skip. So that all of us can, over an episode or two, the next couple episodes, do a ton of solo stuff to wrap up our character arcs before the actual ending arc of the campaign. So, over the next couple of days, Severus, you would hear through the paper and through a lot of media sources, does step down as a member of the Seven. And in his place, as a ruling member, the position is taken by Tala, who is now an active member of the Seven. Severus, however, does not leave the city of L'Oreal. But he does relinquish to Tala control over the Imperial Workshop. Though he is still toiling around doing things. As an act of symbolic stuff, Willen is cleared of all charges. And as an act of symbolic thanks, at the end of the trial, you all are cleared of your status as kind of exilees from the Imperial Magistrate. You can come and go from the Amethyst Palace as you please again.
Oh boy.
It does not mean that you are trusted companions again, because I don't think any of you want to take that route. No, I don't think any of you are staying with the Magistrate, although we'll get into that. But however, you are cleared by none other than Severus himself as he exits being a known figurehead of the organization. Honora Vale and the rest of the priests at the Faith do reorganize things a little bit. You hear tale of, there is the Seven still. The Seven will remain as the head of the organization that rules throughout the, throughout the lands between and the grasslands. But cities themselves are going to kind of have like the ability to rule themselves. The Faith has proposed like a, kind of a city council style of ruling cities, that the Magistrate can oversee the election of. Which seems to appease the masses. As there's more of a democracy now. Yay, democracy!
Yay, democracy.
For democracy.
You can thank the church for that one.
Listen.
First time I've ever said that.
Uh,
You can thank the church for democracy in Lunaria.
I'm not ready to ever do that.
Can we get a thank you, church, on 3? 1, 2.
Thank you, church.
I think I
And then-
combust.
Keep in mind, we can still play out scenes after the courthouse and stuff. But I would like to propose to you the ending of our story. You guys can take, I would like you to decide as a group. There is up to, so you guys are at a point in your character leveling where in world obtaining the next level of power above where you are, in Lunaria at least, becomes a harder and harder feat. Or at least it takes more time, It's not unrealistic to think about. I would like to propose to you guys a time skip where we can deal with any number of personal things for any number of years. Going forward, you can earn at least a level a year, going up to and ending at 4 years, which would make you guys be level 14. And then at which point we could discuss a reconvening where we deal with the end of our plot, where perhaps the Magistrate re-enlists you all and the Faith re-enlists you all to finally deal with the problem of Zarakthar and Laurel Wardolph at the end of the world. Otherwise, we can spend these next couple sessions describing what happens after the campaign, and this can be our ending point. That much I will leave up to you guys, because there is still unfinished business. But what I personally, as a DM, do not desire is to continue doing random side content. Personally.
Understand.
Mm-hmm.
I'll jump in because I love jumping in first. It doesn't end with a court scene. It ends with a fight and death, ours or theirs. That is my stance. And I think I don't know what everyone else's characters have for length and time, what they want to do, their goals, personal achievements, etc. But we've had whispers and whispers of this situation with Hazel and wanting to get revenge. I kind of want to live that out on screen. I kind of want to have that to have
Yeah,
Laurel
so
get that. I mean, Laurel, have Hazel get that.
if I can jump in, what I'm saying is, regardless, we're gonna do post content. We're about to go through up to 4 years of content together over a number of episodes about what characters are personally doing to finish their stories. That's happening regardless of if we come back together at the end to do a final arc at level 14.
Gotcha.
I'm just offering to you guys, if you want to just do this stuff now, have this be the end of the campaign and have everybody kind of move on, and they never come back to finish what happens with Zarakthar and that kind of stuff. They essentially get out. If that's what you guys want your ending to be, I'm not going to stop you from having that be what your ending is. But if you want to, we can go any number of years up to 4, come back at level 14, and do like a finishing arc where we go and do some crazy battles or something, you know?
I'll just second everything Dave said. I agree with what they said about doing the Hazel thing and then coming back and doing the level 14 Zaraktar Laurel fight.
But regardless,
There's
we gotta
more than
skip
just
some
Hazel,
time.
though. I appreciate. Yeah.
Just
No, 'cause-
going over whatever all the characters are doing.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that
yeah.
time.
Yeah, because I would like to have a Sophia, Evelyn wedding episode. That'd be
Yes.
really cool.
We
Like
could
just
go
have
get
I've had
Brooke.
this engagement ring in my pocket for a lot of episodes,
Need
guys.
that. Oh my
Yep.
god.
you know
And
what I
we
mean.
can
Like
go get
those
Yeah,
are
for
things
sure, and I
also.
don't want to take that from you guys at all. I don't want to take that from you guys, which is why I'm offering, like, we could do 2-3 sessions of just like, we could sit here for 4 hours a piece talking about, what I was thinking was I would give you guys each like an hour or 2 hours of just like pure content to talk about, like, because there's 7 of you.
Mm-hmm.
If we did 1.5 to 2 hours a piece, we could get it done in 2 sessions of what each person or duo is doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what our next couple sessions are going to be. So please think about quite literally, do you guys think you want to do 4 years, a full 4 years?
I think we should.
Do you think that's too long? I mean, I know I'm God, but like
To me, it feels like weird that they would just sit over there for 4 years doing nothing. I don't know if that.
well, it's not going to
feels
be
that way, but-
4 years like nothing. I mean, we can certainly describe tons of stuff that happens in the meantime.
No,
I
'cause,
just mean like
I mean, like 4 years with leaving the dragon at the edge of the world and Laurel.
yeah, like it's just like it seems wild to just like not that I think we should fight them right this second or anything.
Can I propose a possible out for explaining why that would occur?
Maybe, sure. To me, it just sounds
He-
crazy to be like,
It's-
hey, there's a thing that could destroy any of us at any moment, right? That's what they just said. They're like, when will it come for instead of the dragons, go for anyone else? And then it's like, okay, but we're just gonna let them sit over there for 4 years and then we'll fight them.
like
It just seems crazy.
the only singular thing that Laurel and Yusuf were aligned on was we don't know what Zarakthar plans to do. Zarakthar technically could have just flown over to Laurel and lit up the fucking city,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't. Yusuf was keen on, let's wait it out, let's see. Not all dragons are bad. It did. We have proof and evidence that it created things to kill its own kind and just decimate the entire species. But that doesn't directly mean that it means harm to us. And at this stage, after its imprisonment, the entire purpose of prison being to, rehabilitate, you have time to think and consider.
Mhm.
Let's see if centuries or millennia in imprisonment has changed your temperament. Unlikely, which is why Yusuf will always be working to make sure that people are ready and on edge. I think at this point we go from primary spy master to also uh, basically making sure every city between L'Oreal and Cephas has escape routes, has ways to deal with that should the time come. There's got to be some exodus, but at this time we're just waiting it out to see what does this ancient dragon intend to do. We're not going to make the first move. We're going to see what it does. We're not going to choose to be the aggressors here.
Okay.
That being
agree
said,
with-
I will 100% be talking to you all personally over the next couple of, between now and our next session about what you're doing personally, and I'll be setting up, like essentially personal solo sessions or interconnected sessions.
Mhm.
But that's why we're talking about it now. I need you guys to talk to each other. Like, this is my thing. If there's stuff that you want to do together, like, Daenerys going with Hazel, perhaps up north to, get some revenge, like, I need you guys to talk to each other about it and then tell me about it, because I'm not going to be able to prepare it as a thing if you don't
Without
tell me
knowing
about
what
it.
it is. Yeah.
Without knowing
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
And I can do so much more if you let me know ahead of time.
Can I play
will,
Tom?
Oh, go ahead.
Can I play Thomas and me and Mateo go on a date?
No, we're going to talk a lot about what you've been up to.
I'm gonna veto that idea.
I just want to make it clear that throughout the 4 years, while I do think Evelyn will primarily be trying to be in North Azeria, that if anyone sends her like a message or we're doing this, she is still a core member
Yeah.
and will happily show up.
We still have
Uh,
20-ish minutes. Can I request that we play out like a true kind of
Immediately after the trial.
immediately after the trial, perhaps separation conversation between you guys?
I can definitely say that once the trial officially lets out, Nira goes to chase down Severus. Just
Yes.
weird, like in a way, not to step on toes, but she doesn't know whether or not he has feelings or to process them, but
So here would be the thing: is he would have walked straight out and then teleported back to his office. You'd have had to find him back at his office.
well,
He's
it's gonna
being
be
moody.
about an hour before she realizes that that's where she's got to go, because she's just gonna run the streets until she realizes, like, okay, I should go back to his office. But ending up there, she's not even gonna wait for potentially Dextra to push her in. She's just gonna start. She's gonna go to
Dextra's
the door,
not
just open the
there.
door. Perfect.
steals the chocolates.
She's just going in. And if he is there, she'll run up almost like she's going to leap to hug him, but like stop short and kind of just stand in front of him to look and see if he's hurting.
Damn, this is gonna be crazy. You enter into his room and you see him overlooking this dragon that he has modified. He's just stood there, You see something on his desk that you have never seen before. There is... You to this point, no insight necessary. Recall that you have never seen Severus Lockmore eat or drink anything. Yet today, very clearly, in one of his four hands, he clasps a silver goblet. Strange runes are inscribed across it.
Here, I can't help but
He
look
drinks
at his
something
oil.
blue through the small slit in his mask. Apparently he can drink.
She is standing beside him silently. She's used to being quiet and silent while work is being done, usually on her, but she's just going to stand there and wait and be as out of the way as possible, but still like a little in his personal bubble.
Yeah, he definitely shares a moment with you. He doesn't say anything, he just looks. What should I do with him?
When he speaks, the way that she's in his bubble, um, she's not, it's not a verbal reply. Um, and she doesn't know if he's going to allow it to happen. But from behind, as short as she is and as tall as he is, she's going to slowly put her arms around his waist and just hug him from behind and shrug.
You see, as you touch him, as you wrap your arms around him, you look up and you see his eyes glow this piercing blue, the same color as the drink that he's drinking. And as you touch him, in your mind, you see these... It's almost like electricity. Like lightning bolts. Shoot through your brain. Forming into arcane sigils you've never seen before.
Is it painful? Assuming it's not painful. She'll wait it out a moment or two and totally disregard his question and ask her own. Does this mean we're leaving?
I believe I am a prisoner of my own organization. She'll want my office, though. It is the best in the palace.
Where are they going to put you?
You're so sweet. You know where I truly hang out is below.
I'll come see you every day if I can.
I don't think I'll be allowed to go to meetings anymore, but we'll still be around. I assume she'll come see me at some point. Talora, or Tala, I mean. And we'll talk things
Break
over.
your legs if you need me to.
She said things a lot like you when she was young. Very rebellious. One time she got into Tala's very expensive set of paints and painted a sailboat on the wall. And these were very, very expensive paints. They were made to create items, quite literally. And, yeah, a sailboat broke through the side of her wall. Took us 2 weeks to repair.
There's a smile. I could break more than a wall. I don't think Nira has much left to say here, but a lot of the communication she's going to share here with Severus is the fact that she's touching him, and doesn't mind that she's touching him, and just being in his space. While he works, while he studies, while he drinks, it doesn't matter. She is perfectly content to be 100% silent, just out of the way, but just close enough to know that she's still there.
If you like, you see him extend to you both two of his arms on one side move in such a very specific way as he kind of stoops to the ground, where you could almost sit on one of his arms like a little chair.
And she does.
And he just kind of gazes upon the dragon in his pit and upon his creations. And every so often that same strange electrical pulse kind of comes over him and he twitches a little bit.
You okay?
He doesn't say anything. Would you like to make an insight check?
I'm gonna. Yes, but also see if I can just insight this by guessing. Is this his own form of crying? Of course, we nat 20 it.
Oh my god.
He seems like he's in a lot of pain. Either emotional or physical or both.
And in that, she is in this mechanical seat he is formed essentially of his own body. Lean against him, rest her head on him, and say what she wished people would have said to her over many, many years. It's okay to cry.
I would like for you to make me an Arcana check with advantage, because you rolled a nat 20 on your insight.
Here we go, the +0.
You lay your head against his chest, and as you ask him this question and he does not answer, you hear inside of him the gears clicking. It's rhythmic. Click, 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 click. It's rhythmic for a few seconds before, after a moment, there's almost a slip for a minute, and then those electrical impulses kind of almost pull things back into place and click again. With your insight, you just get the sense of, now knowing this about him, he's gotta be 2,000 years old. If not more. This cogwork that's within him has been beating that long. And it's just, you kind of think to yourself for a moment, is that the oldest? Is he possibly the oldest thing I know? If not the hammer he gave me? Have I ever thought about how something can be that old? Something living?
To that end, all she can say is, I guess we can both be weapons for as long as we have to be.
Run along and play with your friends. They like you. And they're not all bad.
She's just not going to move and disregard it. She is content and fine where she is.
He gives you the equivalent of an iPad with Subway Surfers on it.
And she sits there and is gaming.
It's just, it's
Even turns the
basically,
volume
it's
down.
basically just a slab that has blinking lights. It's like Simon Says. He gives you like a little Simon Says device.
She's just sitting there playing. She even mutes it.
Green, green, red, blue, green, yellow. Perhaps there is another meeting of the Quill?
Well, that kind of went different.
Maybe let's head home.
Yeah.
What?
Let's get something really good on the way home though, like steamed buns or something.
Yeah.
She wraps she puts Safia up on her shoulders, wraps one arm around Hazel and wraps one arm around Tara. Sorry, Mateo, I ain't got another arm.
You're good.
Mateo,
Taryn pulls,
Mateo,
Taryn pulls
yeah.
Taryn. Taryn
And he
keeps
got-
him by the neck. Like, come on, buddy.
Can't breathe.
He also gets a Quilbert on his shoulder.
You're fine. You're fine.
So this is it?
What do you mean?
We're not going after Laurel, are we? We're gonna get smoked.
It sounds like whenever the church calls on us to do so. Until then, we're free to do as we please.
What does that mean?
First, we're gonna get really drunk.
Fuck yes.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Amazing idea. Wonderful. Like it.
When are y'all leaving to head up north?
You know, funny thing, North Azuria is really just west from here.
They really need to name things better.
Well, it's just the... It's really the western part of Azuria. It's kind of weird.
Whoever
It's the-
named this needs to be
Well,
shot.
there's Azuria City, and then north of Azuria City is North Azure.
The whole area is like Azuria, right?
Istanbul is Constantinople, you know?
I don't know, it's... Regardless, we've got a lot of talking to do with...
All
guess
this
Willin
acting I
now.
delivered tonight. And you're
You
gonna
fucking
try me on the names of
delivered.
the city. Okay.
Yep.
I was just messing.
No, I
Love
wasn't.
you.
I'm
She
gonna
was
try to name the
blind,
city.
she didn't get it.
It's just cute. I love you. It's okay. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to talk to Willin now, I guess, because my deal kind of doesn't have any power. I've also got to talk to Yusuf. Probably should talk to my mom. I wonder if I could just get them all in one room together and make this a lot easier.
I mean, you could still... You could still talk to Severus. He might still be able to get you the deal that he
Hey,
made
Willin
you.
also offered me the same deal.
Yeah,
so,
like three. If you talk to one of them, they might be still able to get you the same deal.
Yeah, let me just get both Caraways, Willin, my mom, all in one room together.
We can do
And
that at
nothing
some
bad
point.
will happen.
We can do that.
I mean, we don't have to do that tonight because I know there's 11 already, but...
And your dad in the room.
I
as
also
well,
took
fine.
up
That's
40
fine.
minutes of our time at the start of the session, so...
It's okay. I mean, look, I'm off on Wednesdays. I ain't got fuck all to do tomorrow until
We're gonna play CDG tomorrow.
way later in the evening.
Exactly.
So like, I do have to make my character sheet as well, but
I set it up for you. It's already done.
oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Sorry, I'm worthless, and I will make it up to
Oh
you.
my
Actually,
God.
like, you suck.
Actually.
I
I'm
can't have
actually-
Yusuf
I'm the
join
Well,
you
anyway,
guys if that helps.
If
anything at
that's
all.
if that's what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give my official wrap up. I will allot you guys 3 sessions. No more, no less. You guys have the next 3. Hopefully we can get it done in 2 sessions to describe what happens in the next 4 fucking years, basically. We can still finish things up at the end of where we are right now, which is why I'm giving you the full, like, 3 sessions. But 3 sessions from now, I'd like to be done with this time skip. At least.
Mm-hmm.
And then, once that's done, I will be preparing a probably 3 or so episode long finishing arc for us. Where we'll do the ending. Does that sound good
Yeah.
with everybody? So we've got T-minus 6 episodes until Zweilander.
Okay.
Or so. We'll probably end up having to extend it, but we'll try and keep it tight, you know what I'm saying? So pretty please be talking to each other between session about what you want to do, what possible interactions you want to do. I know I've talked to a number of you already about what we're doing, but let's really flesh things out so that I can prepare scenes and stuff for you and you can talk to each other, and then, you know, like, feel free to literally be talking out of character in the chat, like, all week about shit that you guys want to do, you know?
Wait,
like-
we're allowed to talk in the chat to each other now? Thank you for the permission, Trinket.
No, but I mean, like, for real.
No, yeah.
Because I'd like to, you know, I'm willing to dedicate a couple of hours of time to each of you to wrap up your character stories. Like, I'd love to do a literal scene where I have, you know, Hazel, Nira, and whoever else is around go and murder some people. But that might take me a couple hours, you know? I'd love to have some literal scenes where, you know, do a combat with some other people, but it might take a little while. So it's going to take us a couple sessions, is what I'm saying. So.
When are we murdering Nura?
Everybody's going to get, like, at least an hour and a half of screen time. So think about that, you know?
Mateo doesn't have eye lasers. This won't go well for Mateo.
And as if who's ever been so cool as to give you 4 levels? You guys gain 4 levels.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Think about what you want to do for your next 4 levels to end the campaign, because these are going to be the last 4 levels that you get.
Of your life.
Literally,
I mean,
these are your last 4 levels.
do I get another Grand Hex?
You will
Wait,
be
we
a
get
level
4 levels
14
right now, or like when we're done with the time skip, right?
When you're done with the time skip, you'll have 4 levels. So,
I mean, are we doing that? Are we doing them now and assuming that through this, I mean, it's just happening, or do you want us to wait until a specific session to do those levels?
I guess just think about it for now.
I do get a second Grand Hex. Hey.
I guess just think about it for now, and we'll do it live. You know, because we might want to walk through stuff through like the 4 years for each person.
So you wouldn't have those levels already if we're going through the process.
Right, is what I'm trying to say. So maybe hold off for now. But anyway, thank you all for coming. I'm sorry we had a little bit of a technical difficulties. It's time to watch Taxi Driver, and for me to finish working on CDG stuff, because tomorrow we have the grand premiere of a new CDG game, which is going to be great, and I'm very excited about it. I hope you all had very much fun tonight. We revealed some crazy shit.
Yes.
Tonight, 2 years in the making. Lunaria, Languish, season or episode 51 signing off.